Let's begin. But first, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to James Stories. Amara Collins stood before the tall mirror in the bridal suite hallway, smoothing the silk of her emerald green gown. The dress hugged her perfectly, elegant, modest, radiant. It had taken weeks to choose something appropriate for her sister-in-law's wedding, something that wouldn't outshine the bride, something that wouldn't give her mother-in-law any reason to complain. Still, her hands trembled. "You look stunning," her husband Daniel whispered, stepping behind her. His reflection met hers, tall, refined, protective. He kissed her temple softly. "Ignore my mother today. This is Olivia's wedding." Amara forced a smile. "I always do." Across the marble hall, Margaret Collins watched them with thinly veiled contempt. She had never accepted Amara. From the moment Daniel had introduced his wife, a graceful, intelligent black woman who spoke with quiet confidence, Margaret had smiled politely while sharpening her jealousy like a blade. Amara was everything Margaret was not: admired, respected, adored by Daniel, and effortlessly elegant. And today, under crystal chandeliers and ivory roses, Amara looked radiant. Too radiant. Guests whispered as Amara entered the grand cathedral hall. Heads turned. Compliments floated in the air. "Who is she?" "Daniel's wife. She's breathtaking." Margaret's fingers curled around her pearl clutch. This was supposed to be her daughter's day. The ceremony began beautifully. Olivia glowed in white, unaware of the tension brewing beneath polite smiles. Daniel sat beside Amara, his hand resting protectively over hers. Everything was perfect, until the reception. The ballroom shimmered with gold and soft candlelight. Music played. Glasses clinked. Laughter echoed. Amara stood near the dessert table when Margaret approached her. "You certainly chose a bold dress," Margaret said sweetly, eyes cold. "Green isn't usually appropriate for weddings." Amara inhaled calmly. "It's one of Olivia's chosen colors." Margaret leaned closer. "Funny how you always manage to draw attention." Before Amara could respond, Margaret's heel caught deliberately on the hem of her gown. Whip. The sound was sharp, loud, unmistakable. The back seam of Amara's dress tore open, exposing her skin. A gasp rippled through the room. Time froze. Amara stood motionless, humiliation flooding her chest. Heat rushed to her face as whispers exploded around her. "Oh my God! Did that just happen? Was that on purpose?" Margaret stepped back theatrically. "Oh dear! How clumsy of me." Amara's eyes glistened, but she didn't cry. She straightened her spine. Across the room, Daniel turned. The moment he saw his wife's torn dress, his face darkened. "Who did this?" he demanded, striding toward her. Margaret sighed dramatically. "It was an accident, Daniel. She shouldn't wear such tight." "Stop!" His voice cut through the room like thunder. Daniel removed his suit jacket and wrapped it gently around Amara's shoulders. She met his eyes, expecting anger, but found only fierce devotion. "Look at me," he whispered. "You did nothing wrong." Then he turned to face the room. "My wife," Daniel said clearly, "has been disrespected in a way I will not tolerate, especially by my own mother." A stunned silence fell. Margaret's smile faltered. "Daniel, don't make a scene. You already did." He faced the guests. "Amara is the love of my life. She is intelligent, kind, and dignified. And anyone who thinks they can humiliate her, on any day, has no place in my life." Margaret's face drained of color. "Apologize," Daniel said coldly. Margaret scoffed. "I won't apologize for an accident." Daniel nodded once. "Then we're done." Gasps erupted. "You're choosing her over your own mother." Margaret hissed. Daniel took Amara's hand. "I chose her the day I married her. And I'll choose her every day after." Amara felt tears spill, not from shame but from love. The bride, Olivia, stepped forward then, eyes blazing. "Mom," she said, voice shaking. "You ruined my wedding. And if you can't respect my sister-in-law, you don't respect me either." Margaret looked around, no allies left. She walked out alone. Later that evening, Amara returned wearing a simple black gown provided by the wedding planner. The guests applauded as she re-entered the ballroom. But the applause wasn't for the dress. It was for her dignity. Daniel held her close as they danced beneath golden lights. "You embarrassed her," Amara whispered. "No," Daniel replied. "She embarrassed herself. You just showed everyone who you are." Amara smiled softly. "And who am I?" "My queen." And in that moment Amara knew. No jealousy, no cruelty, no torn fabric could ever diminish her worth. Because love like this was unbreakable. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to James Stories.